Alright, pretty sure the microphone works. I heard some tip-tap tapping initially when I had the YouTube sound on. Some tip-tap tapping. Yep, microphone is good. Hello, this is Falterfire, and it's stream time again. So, still on beta version 1060. Once again, going to mention, in case that you haven't seen one of these beta streams before, the way that this will work is that, sorry, brain reboot. The way that beta works is that if you want to join the beta, you go to the description. There's a link to the Discord in the description due to various reasons, mostly involving one day not having the time or the ability to get everything translated. This patch may or may not ever hit live, so if you're interested in doing any of the stuff that's only in beta, you should join the beta, join the Discord, ask one day about it. So anyway, this stream, planning to do a challenge stream, specifically doing the Alliteration challenge. The way that works, I typed up the rules in the description, but the short version is we pick a letter. Every card in the deck has to start with that letter. And that's the starting deck and the card pool, and I can only grab monster cards, idle cards, weather cards, etc. if they start with the correct letter. Furthermore, if I pick a letter that I can't get 40 cards with that letter in the card pool, if I end up in a position where I have to take a card, so for example, if I choose like the letter P, there are not enough cards that start with the letter P that could to fill the card pool. If I got stuck having to take a card that did start with P, I couldn't play it. I couldn't get any value out of it. I would just have to cut it as soon as possible. So I did some theory crafting in advance. Inna is a complete non-starter because if I sort by alphabetical, there are not enough I cards to start with. There's only, it wasn't I. There was another letter that I couldn't start with. So Inna I could do, but I only have Infect Focus for mana. That sounds like a bad time. What was the letter that I couldn't start with? It was In for Naema, I believe, that I couldn't start with. Because there are only, even with New Moon and Necrotransmute, and there's even with New Moon and Nocturnal Insight, that's only 4 in cards, so I couldn't choose Naema. So, looking at our options, if we're just looking at like mana cards, Paladin is a solid option because the letter, and I don't have to do character and letter, but that is what I'm choosing to start with. The letter P gives us a decent set of options because we get Prophetic Focus and Predict and Ponder, which is most of a good deck. Unfortunately, that is mana cards that don't work well with our only damage, our only reasonable damage source, which is Precise Blast. And it also does play Pocket Shield and Pocket Sand. Poison to Darts also not going to work as our only damage source. So I don't think P for Paladin is an idea that has a future. Mirley is tempting because M is a very good letter. However, we would not have any way to get into Hidden. None of the cards that get us into Hidden start with the letter M. So I don't think that's a good idea. We could play, Adventure Mirley, and that gives us Covert Strikes to get into Hidden. Think about that for a moment. Paladin cannot urinate, if that's what you mean. Can you decide Mirley skin? That is also an option. I did think about that. I'll sort by name. So if we do Mirley and we just rely on whatever, then we could get like Martial Prisms. We have not the best setup, but we do get like Mana Jolt and Mana Shield. That's okay to start with. We have so much mana boost. We do have the ability to like get Mana Bolt or Mana Font or Mystic Renewal in Area 1, which is nice. Magic Blast would be an okay initial damage source. So that is an option. I hadn't really thought about that, but I think I'm going to start with Silan because I know that I have enough S cards to fill a whole deck, and then if it fails, we'll just do another run. So, sorting by name. So, one of our problems here is, I believe, mana for Silan. I don't think we actually... we do have sort by mana to start with. We have Siphon Lightning, Siphon Card, and Strenuous Focus. I don't love Strenuous Focus because I don't love creating exhaustions, but it's kind of what we have to do. I think we do like that, which I don't love, but I think it gets us close enough to functional. We're absolutely going to take a scattered mod. We could go scattered beam. We could take actually shocking beam to go with the. We could go, yeah, because we have the Silan lightning. It might be worth doing like this. Probably soul shield is good. Actually, instead of the shocking aura, yeah, I hadn't fully processed that we had access to that until. And we can do like a spry magic. And I don't know if we actually need the spell jolt. I don't hate Sunder, actually. I don't think we want Swamp Spirit. Sunder's fine. Because that's just gives us another damage source, potentially. We will have cannons. Not a ton, but because we'll just get them from, like, by default, we'll have them. Might actually be worth doing 2 of these. 2x story has to be playable, probably. Yeah, that's probably worth considering, just going like 2x story. I guess like the other thing is like if we can self shock because we have the Siphon Lightnings. Either 2 or none. Yeah, I could see that. Do like that. So we don't have great damage here. Like the Sunder and the Spot Shocking Beam and the Cannon Blast are our only damage, aside from like rolling stuff off of the Spry Magic. I don't think that's going to be enough. Could run Slash with Sharpening Scabbard, but that seems... Problem is like that only increases the damage plate after a strike. I don't think there's a future in that. Scorpion's Room actually... It might actually be... we could do something with the Spell Scries. It's also like we go like Spell Scry and like one Scatter Beam, one Spell Scry, one Shocking Beam. But I don't think that there was a future in that. It also might be which is like Strenuous Blast like does finish fights early. I don't want to keep it long term, but I think we start with Stretch Along with Slash Down Superb. This is true. Starry Studies also gives us like the double alliteration points, and so does Strenuous Strike. But I think we go one Strenuous Blast because I think like that just will finish fights for us. No. Can't fit. Brought to you by the letter S, but... So we should go with the Starry Studies to really encapsulate the feeling of S. Which for these card backs? I guess that evokes the feeling of Starry Studies, which as we've established. Or this one, because that's kind of a lightning-ish thing. Can't tell what that symbol in the center of the thing is. Feels kind of lightning-ish to me. And we do have to build a card pool. I was going to skip that, but we can't do that. Shade, start with this. You are correct. And it's just a very good card back. So, click, 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 click. Okay, so we're going to start by adding everything with the letter S, then we're going to cut until we are down to 40, because I believe when I checked this, there were like 50 options. Should be relatively easy because there are some of these that are going to be stone dead. And obviously cards that are bad take priority over cards that do nothing. Okay, yeah, so we have 50, exactly 50, which is, oh no, it just stops counting after 50, okay. So which cards are completely dead? Stroke of Genius is online because of our Starry Studies. Seal Fate is going to be completely dead. Let's just start at the beginning, I guess, and see which one's completely dead. Synchromancer's Gift is basically dead. Sadly, technically replaces itself. Shatter sounds dead. It does do damage, though, is the thing. Like, it is not... I'm starting by removing the cards that outright do nothing. Show of Force outright does nothing. Spirit Transformation outright does nothing. That doesn't outright do nothing, but it is incredibly dangerous. Probably ends up staying though, because like it is a powerful sacking source. That doesn't do nothing, but it's pretty close. Okay, and then I think we cut. I think we cut the Thundering Blast because it's so much mana. I don't think we're gonna have the mana for it. This does something if it's in hand, so I don't care about. I think we probably cut the stuff that relies on us having wets. I don't think we're gonna have Witch Generation. We're not interested in taking the Strenuous Strike. I hope we aren't interested in another Strenuous Blast. Yeah, Shatter's pretty dead. Not to practice, but my novice advice is put 12 epics in the pool if it helps. Yeah, I would love to, but I think the spirits that I've cut, or like that's another one's like basically dead. The epics that I've cut are absolutely worth cutting. Shatter's bad. I think Sharpening Shatter's bad. I think I don't think actually that was a lie. I think Sadglee is bad. Sadglee might be better than the average card here. Scrying. Scrying Blast. I think Scrying Blast is bad, but it may be not the worst option. I think Scattered Beam. I think the second Scattered mod is bad because we have no ways to generate additional Cannon Blasts. I think Sadly good enough here probably. I don't know. You're right in that it might be like better than some of the cards like that I just really do not want to pick up. I don't want to pick up more Siphon cards or Siphon Light. I don't want to pick up more Siphon cards, but I might have to. How many mana cards do we have? Not many. It's like, okay, yeah, we definitely might end up having to take more Siphon cards. Stroke of Genius should be fine with starting. That's true. Let's see. Scroll through it here. Scattered Beam, I don't think we want. Shelter Studies, I don't think we want. Yeah, we're probably gonna do that. Shield and Bolt, Smite, Discretion. I don't like Shocking Beam. Like cutting commons is obviously a reasonable thing here. I don't like Shielded Strike, but do I like it less than Shocking Aura? Yes. Okay, so that's a stack of cards. We will see how this goes, and we are going to be playing with default Silan, like I said, because we can't summon enemies to kill, which makes Boom Boy not good, and Mecha Silan doesn't automatically get cannons, and I think we are going to need those cannons. Oh, before we get started, I should actually look at what our idle cards are. Generic monster. Yeah, let's start with monster. Cancer. Okay, right. I did say specifically that after looking at the stuff that was available, I am allowed to play created cards that don't start with the chosen letter, because otherwise I think this is going to be impossible. I think I need to be able to play Blights. Obviously, S doesn't let me play Shrivels anyway, but I need to be able to play Idlestones. I will be playing D4S3 because I hate myself. Sage Strike, unfortunately, is the flip side, so that's not the side that counts. Savage Rake we could play, Scarlet Incantation we can play, Shadow Blast we can play. Those two being playable might make it be a reason to go Forest. Shadow Flame Focus is A3, that doesn't matter, so I don't think this card is good. It is a Transform. I don't know that it's good enough to justify taking, but I mean, we'll see. Shadow Breath, we don't know if that's an option because I didn't look. Shared Downfall. Okay, so yeah, so if so ideally Doom Dragon shows up, we can get those. Sharpened Weapons, I don't think it's worth going out of our way for. Shield Wall, so like if these are the two Ramparts things, I would rather go for the other thing. We can run Sledge Salvo, but we can't, and we can run Sledge Shot, we can't run Turn to Gunk, unfortunately. Also can't dig through Muck. Shocking Grasp is pretty good. Spectral Blast, again, like, we could run it, but I don't think I want to go to the area for it. Smog Blast is similar. Oh, Spectral Focus is actually very good. Spectral Focus is a reason to go. Because our mana is so bad, unfortunately we can't actually run either. Seeing the Transform cards that we can't actually run is sad. I don't think we can beat CPU with this. I wish we could use Summoning Blaze, but like, we're just not going to be able to. Swarm Culling actually is a very good reason to go Ramparts, because it is reasonably possible to force, and it is very good. So yeah, Spectral Focus is important. Swarm Culling I think is important. I think right now I'm leaning towards Ramparts plus Ramparts plus Crystal Valley because of these two cards, basically. Swift Strike is also very good. That would be, we can get that technically in. It's hard to focus better than Sharking. My dude, we do not have the luxury of assuming we will roll another Shocking Focus. And there are only, this is the only other mana card we have seen that we can play, that we are excited to play. We are in beggars cannot be choosers territory. I don't care if it's better. I care that I want more than 3 mana cards in my deck. One page left on the top right. Oh, Shocking Focus. That's fair. That's what you meant. I thought you meant then Siphon Lightning. The difference is, this one I think is a lot more consistent because there are a lot of elites. There's no guarantee that it's a lot less likely the Lightning Fiends will show up than that we can get this fight to show up, I think. And yes, I think this is better because it just gives more mana. Systems Overload, that's actually not terrible. I would probably take that. And then like Swirling, so like ideally we see Hollow Maw because like that gives us Swirling Ritual and Swarming Ray. Oh, also Swift Adaptation is very good. So yeah, Swift Adaptation and whatever. Unfortunately, yeah, we can't get Summon Dama because it flips off of Dama Egg, and we can't run Dama Egg, and we can't get this one because it flips off of another card that we can't run. Surge Potential we technically can run, but I don't like it. Yeah, so I think that's the route. The other question I had though, so Weather, Soothing Size obviously, so Surge Mania, which is relevant, because that's just the last area. But yeah, none of those matter because that's just the actual cards for the Weather itself. Idle cards. I just went too far. So, okay, so we do really want Corruption here because that is a lot of options and several of them are good. So we definitely need to fight Corruption, and I think it might be worth fighting Emptiness for Suffocate because that's a damage source. I don't think we need to fight Hunt. I don't think we care about. I know I said that we need mana, but this is not that much mana, and we don't have any ways to get critical hits. So it's like literally, I think that because this is just effectively gain 2 mana for us, because we can't get critical, like we can't take Thrill of the Hunt, which would normally be how I would set up. Or do you take like that Thrill of the Hunt or Rousing Strike to set up Sudden Focus if I don't have other critical sources, and we just cannot do that. And if this isn't consistently able to draw any cards, there's no point running it. And then yeah, so that is where we are at. So we have to fight Corruption, we have to fight, we're fighting Emptiness, and then aside from that, I do not know. We'll just random the last one, I guess. We can actually discard some cards. Probably not enough cards, though. Yeah, sure. Emptiness, Corruption, Cruelty, easy with the 0 colors. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not doing Corruption, Cruelty. Market. I'm happy to see this because that will let us force out Swarm Calling if assuming we get the 2 out of 3 to get the right mid boss. All right. Enough talk. Have at you. All right. Oh, right. I have to actually enable the idols so we see which bosses we're actually getting. Which we said Emptiness, Corruption, and Hunger. Okay. Okay, so we do get. Out of curiosity, okay, so it's not. If it was Shadowbone Dragon, I may have considered going Plains. But unfortunately, it is not. We are fighting Hollow Maw, though, so that's something. And we only have to deal with. I think I reorder these so that we get Corruption in every area because Corruption is the one that has all the cards we want. As much as I don't like dealing with Corruption. Investigate sounds like Insane Pain. Oh, undoubtedly. But what else is new? Okay, so that gives us only one area to find Suffocate, but I only really want Suffocate for Area 1 mostly. And then we have, and I am obviously like kind of stacking the deck here, but I do not think this is going to be easy, and I would not expect to win. I am very much not expecting to win this run. So. Also, I wasn't paying attention to aspects. I should have checked aspects. Somebody else can tell me what they were. This is good, I think. argument you made there for the item. Okay, so what cards was it that I said I was looking for? Okay, I'm going this direction because I want Swarm Calling. Because Swarm Calling is also very good against Infested Goliath because it can block summon slots. We can go through here and pick up a... do we care that much about picking up a Sparklight Touch? Do I care about picking up a Shield Wall? I think I don't care about picking up a Shield Wall. I should have made a list that I could refer to, so I don't have to keep mousing over stuff to remember. I think Swarm Calling is the only card here that I can get that I care about. Again, turn from a backseat chatter just to watch for some time. Enjoy the run, remember to not die. I'll consider it. No promises. Okay, so we don't care about which fight. We're just going to go with this one because I think this fight should be easier. Just because like we don't have to deal with bleed. We can take Wits and then pop it just for card draw. So we do get cannons here, which is nice. We play that out. Hey, I'd love to see it. And that will actually shock, which we can then use to get mana, which is worth it because otherwise we are not going to have enough mana to do everything. And this will kill that. And get close. Oh no, it will kill that. So okay, yeah, that went very well for our first fight. Okay, this gives us tough, and it's tough and cleanse, which we don't otherwise have. So we're absolutely taking that, even without allies. And we do have a few ways to get allies because of S. So now we can find like a Spirit Storm or a Spirit Bolt. Makes those even better. Those were cards I was already kind of happy to see. Joke's on you, we are not playing 12 cards this turn anyway. I think because we have the mana boost, we don't play the Strenuous. Also, I totally forgot that I have this for transforming the Blights. Oh, hello HG. We are doing our best. Is that going to shock? Yes. Yeah, unfortunate that we don't get... I should have weaked that one, I just wasn't thinking. Now we do unfortunately get hit. Fight 3 aspects you didn't fight, and then you fight the next for... How to game div, I forget. Okay. Sorry, one day is saying words. I think we go ahead and start by transforming this, because otherwise it's going to do stuff. And we don't have another way to get rid of that, so I think we just... Oh, we do, because if we draw the Siphon card, we want to be able to pitch that Siphon card. So we could trigger the mana boost. I think we just get more mana boost. Okay, so conveniently that evade means that now this is just going to be able to kill. Yeah, it doesn't actually matter if we don't have a pocket card. That's going to just give us tough and cleanse. Yeah, it's not good, but... That'll do. And yeah, the Strenuous Blast absolutely was worth having. We can't take that. I'm not spending my reroll here because I need it later. I think we just take the Shielding Bolt. Starting evasion seems fine. Hello, one day. Things are going... hey, it even starts with an S. Things are going as expected, I would say. I think we probably actually just go for damage here, maybe. Should have gone with the vulnerable on you if I was going to actually do this then, but I don't always plan properly. Just kidding, it was entirely intentional. Everything I did had a reason. Infamous rule. I actually did mention that at the start. Like, that was one of the things I was considering. And it just ended up not being the route I went with, but I did consider it. And like, I am now in this position where it's like I could choose to just get the damage here, but I think I do like having this mana. You're now dead, and yeah, you're now dead, so we're good. Like, you could play Shrivels. They're created cards. I've said that I can play created cards. All right, it's been a long time since I've actually been happy to have a Sanctuary, but I am happy to have a Sanctuary. Although shielding up enemies could be a problem since we do not do a ton of damage. Upgrading a common card. We could also, the other times we remove a card, but I think upgrading a card is better for us here. What's going to help us most in this? Because this upcoming fight is going to be absolutely painful. And the question is just like, what here gives us the best odds? This will let us stack a bunch of Crystallize, which might be important. This goes to... This would mean that we get Arcane Detonation the first time we Shock Scattered mod. I think that's actually worth it. This fight scares me a lot. Because... I am terrible at sequencing. Not off to a great start here. Just forfeited some amount of damage. Always happy to Sanctuary. That card's very good. Yeah. Sanctuary is a card that I used to like a lot more, but like I just have found myself playing a decent number of decks where it doesn't quite make sense. Probably should have started with that if I was going to do it. Fortunately, yeah, we don't get in here, and we don't actually block that, so we don't get the value there. We should have... Okay, we did not. It was one of the cards that we did not draw. The Soul Shield. It was literally the only card in the draw pile that we did not draw was the card that I most wanted to see. Which... expected, honestly. Because now we are going to be bleeding. And we don't have... Like, it would have given us a shield. It would have given us the purity to block the bleeding, and it would have meant we've gotten a Cannon Blast off of blocking the shield, but we just got as unlucky as possible. We will at least be able to block it from happening this time. Oh. Is that new? I think that's new. We don't need the mana this turn. This fight's going about as poorly as I expected. Not as much shield as I wanted. Yeah, the problem is like we just can never get the shield we need to block stuff, and that means that we can't ever get the extra cannons that would help us. So... We do at least get another cannon here. But taking so much damage. There's so much fortresses on the enemies. That basically does nothing. So. And then, yeah, we don't even get a detonation on any of this. And we're bleeding again. Yeah, I think we're just going to lose this one. Yeah. We're just immediately going to take one from the decay. We do get to cleanse, but it doesn't save us. We can kill you, but also, like, again, does not save us. I think we're just dead, and we don't have a Phoenix Feather, so. And we couldn't actually kill you. We were close. Yeah, we're just gonna die. Alright, well. That didn't work. Not allowed to play any creative cards? Yeah, no. Oh, you mean that's the only rule. Should I respond to a thing in the Discord? Alright. So that didn't work. And I think that, like, I don't think running that back is getting us anywhere. So we need to adjust our approach. So if we want to stick with S, I'm not saying we necessarily run back to the letter S. But if we do run back to the letter S, I think the answer is, like, we just need more damage, we need more ability to close out the fight. The problem is, our best way to do that is, like, with the Strenuous Blast, and I think that means that we end up stuck on a bunch of exhaustions. Like, we can also run the spell jewels, but, like, I don't think that uptick is enough on its own. So, yeah, I don't know that there's a future in the S plan. Or at least not on regular one. Let's look at the Adventure of Mirley plan that I talked about. We were trying to use the covert strikes to get into hidden, which was, like, the sticking point I was at on Mirley, was I wasn't sure how we would get into hidden. But we can run like those. We can run at least one Martial Prison. We may end up running two. I don't know if we run the Moonlit Reverie. It is Wits. Maybe we just do that. Running at least one of those, running at least one of those. This will be our adept source, I guess. Not that we need adept. We aren't applying any. Whatever. We don't always discard the Bloodlet Totem is the thing, and it doesn't manipulate our mana at all. So that makes it a little awkward. Maybe we just do that. Yeah. Alright, so do the same thing we did last time. We're going to add every card that starts with M, and then we will remove them until we get down to... and then if we have any empty spots, we will... Or sorry, if we have too many, we will start cutting until we get down. I want to say that when I checked M, we didn't have a full 40, but it's looking... Oh yeah, because, yeah, we are just short of 40. Pretty close, though. And then I'm just going to add 4 random cards that just do not have any effect. If we just... That will work as good cards that are just like... We can only use them if we just like need to discard them to an idol, or if we need to play them to get out of Frozen. So I'm just like making sure that we have these cards. Who's like, because we end up with like Patient Focus. There's no way for me to have Patient Focus in the deck and not get value somehow. So like these cards, as long as I don't actually play them, they don't do anything. So and I still have to cut them as soon as possible. Going to go with What's a card that starts with, that has 2 M's? Is there any cards that's like Mana Mace? There we go. That's the perfect M card. Where's the Mana Mace? See which sleeve feels the most M, do we think? It's got a mix of things. That's kind of a Martial Prism. Okay, and then before we get started, once again, going to go ahead and look at sort by name, looking at monster cards. Okay, there are not that many. So, obviously Many Limb Strike is great, but that requires us to get that far. Mega Silan for M. I could, like, and the character thing is not a hard rule. It's just a thing that I have decided to go with. Morbid End is okay, but again, like, doesn't affect our area choices. Mecha Suit, I don't care. Mighty Punch, I don't care. It's not bad, but like, I'm not picking the area based on it. Mystical Evolution, though, I absolutely will. So the problem is, like, it's these two against each other. The other thing, note, though, is we have Mana Font and Mana Dance. We have Mana Font and Mystic Renewal, which means that we are guaranteed an A1 mid-boss if we go Forest that can give us value. Mystical Evolution, low chance to happen, but I do like it. But I think Mystic Ritual is a lot more likely to show up. So I think that's probably the play. We do get the reroll. Oh, and then I only checked monster. We also need to check weather. Mana Shower, which is a cleanse source, so that might be worth it. And then these two are only in less area, so irrelevant. And then the Mirror Mist cards are just for the event weather itself. Oh, Vital is what I'm looking for here. Mind Tap. So Hunger is our only idol that we care about. So Hunger and Random. Okay. We are on Mirley. Adventure Mirley, brought to you by M. So yeah, we have to be able to hit 0 mana for Covert Strike. And then, so yeah, Hunger, Random. I'm not doing those two, which is less deleterious. Probably this one, because we can evade hits. We just have the debuffs though, but it'll be fine. Alright, so we're going here. We're going here. Even though that's very ambitious to actually get the Azerig card. And then we are... I didn't clear any bounties now. Okay, so... Yeah, alright, so we're back on regular Mudrara. Tenacity, Dread. And Hunger is present, which is the only one that gives us a card we can get. I think we just take the Shock Cloak. Arguably made for the armor there, but okay, and we actually could get either one. Mystic Renewal is obviously the stronger one. We have so many events to go there. Although I don't know how valuable, because normally where you take events, like you get to, but like our starting deck, I don't think is good enough to beat Lore Blossoms on its own. So we probably do need to swing by, pick up some cards, and hope that we can develop our deck somehow. But we'll start here. See what we find. See how this fight goes. See what we find. That gives us hidden 2, so we can do that. And we can do that. I don't know why I bother getting hidden if we're just going to get hit repeatedly. Alright, because leaving hidden also gets us a treasure, which is valuable. Why are we allowed King Contemplation? Oh, fuck! How did I end up with King? Because I'm dumb. I don't even know how I managed to accidentally mess up. The explanation is I am not paying enough attention when I built the deck. Thank you for catching that in the first fight, so that we didn't get like all the way in before I like realized how dumb I was. My brain just did a big dumb. That's the answer. Because it was the first card that was right before the M's, and I was deck building, and my brain just slept on what cards I had and which ones I didn't. It's actually unfortunate because like having that access to that little bit of draw was definitely nice. Peace of Mind and Pool is intentional. That's because I picked 4 cards that start with P that don't do anything if we don't play them, because I didn't want to end up accidentally taking cards like Patient Focus, where like, because if my only options were like Patient Focus and Patient Flame in the pool, I could end up in a position where it's like the only cards I can take affect the game, and I don't want that. I want to be able to have, if I do get forced into a position, I can, yeah. All right. Unfortunately, that does mean looked M enough. Yeah. All right. So we are once again doing hunger, random. Same ones. Let's see what our market cards are. Okay, we do still get the reroll. That's good luck. We don't need. I don't think we have any ways to get allies. So. Destruction, Avarice. Oh, but now we don't get hunger until Area 30. That's fine. I'm very afraid of the boss here. We can't take, no, because it was the other one that we had those. So this could get us a Mana Dance, and then we can get a Mana Font, which would be good. Like, we get 2 shots at Mana Dance here, which I think is worth it. And Mighty Punch, actually, I would take. Hooray, we evaded. Alright, we get to play that. We'll draw some cards. So if we do this... Oh, I shouldn't have done that because this isn't actually going to be useful the way I wanted it to be. Which is, I was thinking like we can get out of Hidden, but then we don't get to play. Yeah, but we do still get to do this, which is nice. And you are going to burn to death, so that actually ended up being a good turn. Mystical Torrenting Pool is nice. We will surely find it. Yeah, absolutely. What are the odds that we don't? Basically 0. Heal them out, and now we win. So that went pretty well. The Adventure Mirley passive is obviously doing incredible work. It's honestly probably Mind Probe here, because I don't think we need the Mental Growth. Like, we already have all this mana boost, and we have the Mystic Renewal, the Millet Reverie. I think we just take the Mind Probe. And then we are going to. I think we just take the energy because more items would be good. I think we take the cleanse because we otherwise don't have any. Playing right now in Torrent was the first card found? Yeah. Playing this right now. Mind Probe busted. Mind Probe here is kind of hilarious. Because like, especially because like it doesn't even do anything against this guy to begin with. I'm at this point where it's like, I could play this, but I actually think I am better off not, because then I don't leave Hidden. Or because then I leave Hidden at short turn, and as we've seen, like, the treasures are very valuable. Yeah. It's a little awkward that in order to get into Hidden, I do have to hit 0 mana. Do I play this before I shuffle? I think so. I should have actually shuffled made sure I shuffled the man cards in. That was a mistake. I think we do this again to ensure that we hit. The burn has actually been pretty. The burn, like that starting item being the burn that also like is plus damage on strikes is actually very relevant. Always happy to see that. Fortunately, we're looking at potentially striking ourselves here. I guess we can also create smoke bombs, which we do get value out of. Oh, right, I can do this, which will get me that. I wasn't even thinking about. It's just like, I can't do damage. Because Cobra Strike Trigger is hitting 0 mana, which is obviously very good for us. We actually have a spare reroll here, because we got a reroll from this fight, so we can actually reroll and take the mana dance here, which I think is easily worth it. The Mind Over Body was also kind of tempting, but like, I really want this mana dance. Seems OP. It is very good, yes. And like it is single-handedly on carrying this run because we otherwise have no ways to get into hidden with the letter M. I think I am going to play 2 of these though, because being able to create smoke bombs I think has value. I'm not sure exactly why, but I'm sure it does. Also, it just means like we can start playing cards in hidden, and we can just get out of hidden by playing cards, which we probably do. Oh, but we're now in a kind of awkward position. I know you are going to try and hit us. We do have evasion. Let's go for it. What's the worst that could happen? Wait, is mana lens trip mana boost? Oh, we do get 2 mana if we play after a mana card. I forgot about that part. We're in this awkward position of all even mana cost stuff. Because our only odd stuff is the Martial Prisms. And then the last thing in the deck is, yeah, that, so we don't care. Oh, 3 hits there. I think this should be lethal for us. Unless we get a hand like that. I mean, the Frenzy gives it to us even with that awkward hand. Alright. Yeah. And this is the position I was talking about where it's like being able to take a card that we can immediately cut it, so that's nice. So at least we don't get hit too bad. We don't have any leeches. We don't have any way to get leeches. I think the tribal mask, in case like we randomly, incidentally deal with discard, because we are fighting endurance, so like there will be some minor value from that. Yeah, see? See, this is what I mean. Look at that value. 10 free damage. Alright, and that's going to get us another Covert Strike. Problem is I can only play, the only way that I can... Oh, but we have a temporary evasion, so it doesn't matter if we leave hidden. And that gets us a Drescher, which is totally worth it. We'll just take this, because like there's no point in throwing status into that purity. We're going to do no damage this turn. Just kidding, we did 1 damage. I think we just do that for the extra turn of tough. Oh, and we are blowing up. Which, Joke's on you. That just means we get to draw. We get to draw whatever. Boop. We get to get a treasure. All right. So we're going to pitch one of the covert strikes. And then we do at least get burn out, which is technically making progress, but we are absolutely in trouble. So we just do not have a damage source. Yeah, we're in this awkward position again where it's like all of our... we do have that evasion, so like we're not taking damage here, but we are in this awkward position where like all of our stuff is... Mask is legitimately a relevant damage source here. Problem is, I don't know that we can attack into that arcane barrier. I think we can afford to get into hidden again, because I think that gives us enough value. And it doesn't quite blow us up, but we are absolutely eating this Doom proc here very soon. May as well. Yeah, we're just going to die to curse, I think. This challenge might not be possible. We may just not be able to get, or at least... I'm probably going to make like one more attempt at it after this fight, but like we can't attack again. We can't do any damage. We are absolutely going to have to find another approach to the challenge. Because like, this ain't it, Chief. Easier than random deck? No, it is not easier than random deck, because we have... Because the thing with random deck, you have to remember, is that the way random deck works is that I only have to make it through the initial fights, and I can find monster cards to shore up weaknesses. Yeah, monster cards, idle cards, weather cards, these are huge for getting me through this fight. But I can't use those. And so, also... Honestly, most of the time, I'm going to have better... Because the other thing is, like, we had a fight here where I straight up could not take a card. Like, I was not allowed to take a card. And that is obviously disastrous. Because I don't have a good starting deck to start with. So, like, it is all of the downsides and more of random deck. I think random deck is easier, and I don't think it's close. Okay, yeah, I was hoping that we would swap it into... something we could evade. S0 makes it easier or harder? S0 definitely makes it easier, because like we aren't getting anything out of idle cards. And just like 20% less of everything here helps. But yeah, we are just, we are dead. Because we're just... Even if we aren't actually dead to whatever here, we are dead. Okay. See on CPU corrupt use could be busted up. I mean, it's worth a shot. This was obviously like looked very promising, but it just didn't go anywhere. And this was like an idea for a challenge. They're not all going to be winners. Struggling is fun. You guys like seeing me get salty, right? I've been promised you guys like seeing me get salty. Let's look at CPU. Like I said, I don't technically even have to stick to the letters. The thing with CPU is like without allies, or I guess like, that's not terrible. Okay, so let's see what we've got at C. Because like the first question is, do we have enough cards? Yes, we easily have enough cards. Do we have any mana cards? No. Yes, we do. We have Creative Outburst. It's not really a mana card, but it is a mana card. So we get Creative Outburst, we get Corrupted Roots. That's like the start of a plan. Run like 1 Crumbling Defenses. Run Consuming Incantation because we don't have any mana anyway. We run Cleansing Shield. And 2 Cleansing Shields, I guess. Well, we don't have that much mana. We run like that. And that's in good. Getting out that little bit of leech is probably fine. So as long as we don't fight corruption, that seems okay. And then just like that, I guess, for the starting deck. And then, see. Let's see. Get it. See. And I think this is going to be my last run, win or lose, and like. Because at this point, like, even if I have a successful run after that, like, this run will take a while. Like, I will not want to do a full run. Like, I'm already on the verge of, that's close enough. Yeah. Sort by name finally useful. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I was actually very good because I couldn't remember 100% if that existed before I started doing these challenges. I saw that it existed. I was so happy. All right, so cards that we can just, that don't do anything if they're in hand is all we care about. We need them to not have any benefits if they just end the turn in our hand. And that applies to all of those, so we're good. Oh, I think we want them to not be epic as well, because there's value to us in, we are more likely to get a card that is on purpose. Because the epics are more likely to show up than other cards after an epic fight. So that should be good. Letter D actually looking very good looking at this. But there's just not enough of them. Like, what there is good, because like we get Demon Greed, we get Defensive Smithing, we get Decreasing Mana, we get Deploy Shield and Deploy Turret, we get Ranged Insight, and we get Divine Wind, and we just don't get, then like, we have a bunch of empty slots that we just get to pick nothing way too often. Alright, what is a good C card? Cold Calculation. Find Cold Calculation, And is there a corruption? A good... Not really? Those have cogs. Cogs starts with C. Alright. Checking idle cards real quick. Weather and idle cards real quick. I'm probably should also check monster cards. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. Monster cards. Start with C. Conductive Bolt. Clear Focus is obviously relevant. Chimera Form is pretty relevant. So Cat Prey and Chimera Form both give us reasons to go wherever. To go to the plains. Conductive Bolt is not terrible. Current tags, obviously, we can't choose that. Corn Focus also gives us reason to go plains. Corrupted Font's good. Crushing Strike is a reason to go forest. Crystal Egg, though, is a short, like, if we're fighting Crystal Dragon, I think Crystal Breath and Crystal Egg might be enough reason to go, oh, and Crystallize, yeah. I think, like, actually looking at this, like, Valley is probably stronger, because there's so many Crystal cards. And then, yeah, we're going to go, I don't see anything here that's Ramparts, so I guess we go Forest by default, because there's no Ramparts options, unless, and I don't think that it's going to matter as far as, like, difficulty goes. So I don't think our passives here help us quite as much, because we don't have allies, and I don't know that we have any statuses. But maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get like an Arcane Convert. Oh, I forgot to, I checked monster cards, I didn't check idle cards. I am very awake. We will get to the run eventually. Weather cards. Start with the letter C. Cinder Barrage, Cloudy Covers. Oh, this is actually a decent number of useful ones. I would take that, I would take that, I would take that. This one's weaker, but still fine. It's been a while since I've used Cinder Barrage. And then idle cards. Commanding Spirit and Cold Realization. Okay. I don't really want to fight Emptiness, but that is a very good card. So Emptiness, Corruption, Random. So I think we said Crystal Valley. And then Dread Destruction if we happen to get there. No reroll this time, but let me see. Do we have any spells? Yes, technically, but we're not actually spending mana casting to mean we'll take the critical damage. So let's see. I'm trying to remember what it was. Just the main one here was so Cold Realization, right? Wasn't either the boss. Wasn't any of the boss cards. And we didn't roll the elite that has a card that would be useful. So yeah, emptiness could be a problem because we have to be able to get through the purity because like our entire strategy hinges on whatever, but on corrupted roots. Don't love those blights. Yeah, as you see, like that purity, kind of a nuisance. Also pretty unlucky that the corrupted roots was that far down. I think we go ahead. No, because that blows us up. Let's do that. Yeah, we may just die here because that purity. It's possibly activating impedance was just too big a leap. Do we do this instead? I don't think the leech is worth enough. This is what, two trips, right? Yeah. So right now that's 32 damage. So we could kill. We probably should kill this if we have if we have mana, which we don't, which is unsurprising because like it is very hard for us to have mana. But if we're about to shuffle, we should play it. So close. Yeah, the lack of mana here, like, and this is the other thing is like, we have so few options for actually managing stuff. Like, we're just kind of off by one in every direction. We don't have to hit you this turn. Do we save this so that we can potentially... Do we save the mana so that we can potentially... I think we have to save the mana. I think our only hope here is to draw into the other corrupted this turn. And then... and then they steal our mana anyway. Great. Because is this lethal? No. Yeah, we're just dead. There's nothing we could do. That's really frustrating. And I could try again, but like I don't... I think with the lack of mana, I don't think there's a future there. Actually, that was the last one. But we lost on the first fight, so maybe I do one more. I don't think C is the answer. I think just not having any mana is just not... It's just going to make that non-feasible. I don't think there's any way we can handle that without any mana. I'm going to sort my name real quick. And I want to see if there are any other, like... I can't remember all the characters' mana cards. Trying to think of anything. So Chilling Focus. If we did Raodan or Silan, we would get another C card. Another C mana card, but... Just looking through. Bind name. Base draw for extra mana. Yeah, that is also an option. And we do get, like I said, we do get Chilling Focus. Alright, I was looking at... Right, this was the other deck I wanted to try, was the Raodan deck. Because we do get Rites of Winter and Runic Study. We don't always redraw the Rites of Winter, aside from the Magician passive, but... We'll give this one a shot. I just have to fill in the card pool with You only have 31 cards in scribbles, so like have an even higher chance of drawing, of like not getting anything. But okay, no, oh, okay, there we go. That's good. One last time. Rip open, don't care. Relentless Assault, maybe care. Refresh, I probably care. So we want to go, I think Ray of Frost and Ray of Frost, I think is a good enough reason to go towards that one. Especially because like none of the other things matter. I think we go probably, yeah, Forest, and then Forest Valley. And yeah, I think as long as I get past fight 1, I think this one will be the last one. Oh, I even in my head was thinking, as I was looking at those cards, this time I'm going to remember that I want to look at the besides just the monster cards. And then sure enough, my brain is just like, nope, delete that information. Rampant Blaze, Rapid Withering, don't care. I remember there were idle cards when I did this check for R, but I don't remember what, or it was Recurring Torment and Rousing Strike. And I think Rousing Strike is good enough to go hunt. Honestly, Recurrent Torment is too. Oh, okay. So I said Forest, then... Yeah. Alright, with Rufus. Yeah. Alright. Okay. And restorative stuff. Let's start with this and see how this goes. Yes, because we should shuffle every turn. This is not the one that drops the thing we want. We can't use any of those. We can't use any of this. I don't think there are any monster cards here. I don't think we didn't roll the monsters that we care about. This one we are more inclined to take events because we do start with, I think, a stronger deck. And the other cards that we need are on elites, and we didn't roll any elites with the idols this area, so no dice there anyway. Yeah, we'll just start here. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Reclamation doing work. All right, and that just gives Spell Weave. Yes, we're just going to go ahead and play that because we may as well. Oh, it doesn't matter because if it's end of turn, we actually would rather it be not the next turn of the deck because we'd rather shuffle. Obviously, we are off to a much better start this time than we were last time, on account of how we're not dying in the first fight. Kind of just doing this so that I can get the runic armor off. Because nothing really matters at this point, because like we only have one way to deal damage, so once it's in the discard pile, there's nothing we can do. Because we don't have any spell redraw. Which, honestly, this fight, I said, like, this fight is going well, but it's also going poorly at the same time. In that, like, that took us a long time. Took us a lot of turns. Right, we have to take the Reinforced Shield. We don't have an option. Do we keep digging? I mean, like, I should have rolled in the second. I hadn't thought about how the only thing we care about is this reclamation, which does incline us to want to... Oh, there was no point in putting that back on top. But there was no way for me to get the mana anyway, so... And putting it back on top is actually bad because we don't get powerful, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Right. I think we keep focusing on this one because we don't want to deal with the reflect, or because the reflect is just going to keep upticking. So, whoop, unfortunate. Okay, at this point, we can it is no longer possible for us to get mana that would make whatever work. So, you're gone. Does drawing more cards do anything? Yes, because if we draw into the runic focuses, it is just more, would have just been more spell weave, but unfortunately we did not get lucky enough to do that. Alright, we do get to reforge whatever here. This feels like real deck. It is the bargain discount jank version of a real deck, right? Because like we have almost a complete deck, but the fact that we don't have any actual because this is spell scries or potent auguries way for being a real deck, right? But mostly this is just magician Raodan saving our butt. We have to take the rookie strike. We just do not have a choice. Do we just take the hand cannons? This is a card draw trinket, but like that doesn't actually help. I don't think this is useful to us. I think we just take the hand cannon because like it is a way to do more things that we otherwise are just totally lacking. Probably taking this fight is we can't take any of the cards, and like we only get one actual roll there, which sounds bad. And we like I honestly would rather have this fight where you have two chances of potentially seeing a card that has text. So a normal run? I mean, normal magician Raodan run. Certainly. We're out of mana boost, so I guess we will. But we're not actually going to play that. Oh, we might, because if we find exactly Resolute Focus here, we didn't. I need to figure out. I need to spend some time thinking. I need to actually think. Oh, not the decay turn is the answer, I think. Rid. Okay. Raucous Celebration. That's a card. Is it good? I don't know. Or is it good here? I don't know. But it is a card that does something, which is automatically valuable. Yeah, we're going to do that and hope it does something. Yeah. See, stack and crystallize, that's value. Celebrations for witness. Yeah. I think this is our. We have a decent chance of being mid boss here. Like it's going to be not good because we have 0 cleanse, so it's still far from a foregone conclusion. But Oh man, actually it occurs to me, the Rookie Strike might actually do something. Still need to work on getting the hand cannon out. This turn would have been a much better turn to freeze, because I think this is a very bad turn for us. Unless this comes up big. I don't think we can afford that this turn. Need that. Nope. You're so close and not quite there on this. But yeah, those leech procs are just going to kill us, unfortunately. Yeah, the lack of cleanse, like the problem with the R deck is like we are, or with all of these alliteration decks that I think is just going to keep being the problem, is that first mid boss requires us to be more consistent than we can possibly be, and everything we've tried, we were just like missing something. In that case, we didn't have cleanse. We possibly could have beaten a different mid boss if we hadn't fought. If we hadn't fought this guy, we fought the other way. We probably could have done it, but. Yeah, so I think that is probably going to be the stream. Thanks to you guys for tuning in. If anybody else wants to take a crack at the challenge, and I could drop to S0. That's probably what I should have done. Is that at this point, like I said, I don't want to do a full run tonight. And I don't want to split this into 2 streams, because like even at S0, it would take me probably an hour and a half to do a full D4 run. So. I guess I could do it like an S0 rush. Nah, I'm going to call it the stream. I'm going to go do something else. So, thank you for tuning in. Let me know in the Discord if you have ideas for next stream. Until then, toodles.